Now, there are various ways to enjoy tequila. In the past, we used to serve them in this sort of shot glass. The shot glass gives the message of shooting it, which in the past tequilas have been not so palatable as what we have now in the market. And since, let's say, the last 15, maybe 20 years, we've had some really fine tequilas, such as the ones I've shown you, and we encourage people to relate to encourage them to relate to tequila in a different way. So not think about shooting it, and actually a glass like this, an international tasting glass, this will collect and focus the aromas and the flavors to flatter or maximize what is in that tequila itself. So that's one way to simply sip it and savor it the way that people would a single malt Scotch whiskey, a cognac, a fine distillate. Now there's another way. The next step up in challenge to preparing a drink would be to mix tequila with simply one other thing. Tequila goes well with anything that other alcohols go with. So if we took the Blanco tequila and we mixed it with orange juice, instead of a screwdriver, if we mixed it with that and added a little bit of grenadine, we would have a tequila sunrise. Very easy. Take a portion of the tequila, put it in a glass like this, or a highball glass is probably actually better, with some ice. Pour the fresh juice, and you've got a marvelous drink. Actually, not only a very good tasting drink, but a very healthy drink. The same thing can be said for mixing tequila with cola, with grapefruit soda, with tonic. So instead of a gin and tonic, we can have a tequila and tonic. Then there are cocktails that really accentuate the tequila flavors. The most famous in the world is the margarita. I heard Julio Bermejo, who I mentioned earlier, say a couple nights ago that the margarita is the most sold cocktail in the world, and I'm not surprised. So very, very popular. A margarita made with this tequila will taste different to a margarita with this tequila and to this tequila. Then we can use in a margarita either lemon juice or lime juice. We can use a number of different sweeteners. We could use triple sec. We could use curacao. We can use Cointreau. We can use neither of those alcoholic liquors. We can actually use agave syrup. Very simply, we can take a glass, again, a glass as simple as this, put two portions of tequila, one portion of the citrus juice, and lemon or lime, and freshly squeezed is very much the best, and then one portion of the sweetener, whether it's triple sec, curacao, Cointreau, or the agave syrup. Mix it up with a spoon or a knife or a fork, doesn't matter, and either drink it in a glass with ice in it or not, and in a glass that might have salt around the rim or not. Now, one drink that I'm really fascinated with in the last year is called the Mexican 55. This is a little bit more elaborate, so we're stepping up the difficulty or the challenge to making these drinks. This one is the Mexican 55, which is based on the French 75, and instead of gin, for those of you that know your cocktails, instead of gin, it's going to have tequila in it. So it's got tequila, lemon juice, it's got sugar water or agave syrup mixed and then topped with champagne. Now the reason I love this so much is because the flavors of the tequila actually complement the flavors of the champagne and vice versa. When I go into a bar, I usually love to play with this and tease the bartender and ask for this Mexican 55 and say to them, okay, that's what I'd like. They say, okay, what is it? Okay, it's a French 75 with tequila instead, and play with it. Do whatever you like with it. And they've added bitters, they've added Spanish liqueur, the not 1943, simply 43. Others have added pastis, so it's a very fun drink. Oh, so this is Casa Cuervo. This is the largest brand of tequila in the world. They're in Tequila Valley, from where, as we said earlier, from where tequila has gotten its name. Very innovative firm, run by the father and son, the Beckmans, who are descendants from the Cuervo family. So it's still in the Mexican family. The tequilas from Tequila Valley, as a generality, tend to be masculine, to use a wine term. They tend to be forward in their flavors, rather earthy and herbaceous. This all giving tequila another dimension of variation. These two are from the Highlands. This one is a brand made by the Camarena family. This is actually a brand that I started, and the tequilas up in the Highlands tend to be, instead of being masculine, forward, earthy, they will tend to be softer. They'll be a little bit feminine, recessive. They will be fruity and rounder. Now, when I got this idea of regionality, which the French call terroir, terroir meaning that the natural conditions, sun, soil, rainfall, heat, exposition to the sun, air drainage, all those things creating the terroir will affect, for the French, their grapes. And so then they will create a different wine. Let's say in Burgundy, let's say those, they're not all Pinot Noir, but let's say that the Pinot Noir along the length of Burgundy, grown in different places, are going to create a different wine. Now this is what we're finding with agaves that are made into tequila. As we said, in the Tequila Valley, because the conditions there are different, the soil is different, the temperatures are different, the altitude is different. Tequila Valley is about 1,600 meters above sea level, and the Los Altos region, the highlands, is 2,000 meters roughly. Again, creating a different natural effect on these agaves. So from having looked at the two different regions within the state of Jalisco, Tequila Valley and the highlands, I took this concept of terroir one step further. And so we are producing tequilas from single vineyards, to use a wine term, but in the case of Mexico, they're single ranchos. To this date, we've had 6 different ranchos. This one right here is El Carrizal. We've had La Rivera, we've had Carrizal, we've had Las Pomes, we've had Cerrito de San Agustin, we've had Los Corrales, and I've forgotten the other one. Oh, El Vergel is the other one. So that's been a real fun thing, and we're still finding out more and more about the regionality. This is also a Highland tequila. This is called Siete Leguas. This is a very, very fine quality tequila. This is the añejo. This one, again, like Ocho, which we looked at before, is going to be a little feminine. It's going to be round and sweet and fruity compared to the ones of Tequila Valley. This is still in Mexican hands. This one is still in the hands of a Mexican family. This one is still in the hands. This one is in the hands of a Mexican family, the Camarenas. The trend actually today is for large international companies to buy these formerly Mexican-owned companies.